she tweets out "fuck ICE," which of course, based good opinion, everybody agrees with this.
Clearly, not everyone agrees with this.
Like,
this is the most disingenuous part of this whole thing. You think everyone agrees with this because you agree with it. You're a narcissist. Not everyone agrees with this.
Let's look at the polling. Yo, Jarvis, what's the polling on ICE right now? Let's find out. Public opinion of U.S. immigration enforcement is overwhelmingly negative, with multiple recent polls showing a sharp decline in approval following high-profile incidents in Minneapolis. Oh man, a PBS News NPR Mars poll from early February 2026 found that 65% of Americans believe that ICE has gone too far. Oh my god. Oh wow. Up from 54%. Yeah. I mean, I knew it was already high, but god damn. Now we are looking at some news about, I think, Nazi pedophile VTubers.
Just released this video. Literally just released it like 11 minutes ago. I want to check it out, but dude, the thumbnail, like the original the new thumbnail, dude, the person literally just like copy pasted like a picture onto the thumbnail, and it's not even, it's just like a fucking white screen. Hold on, I gotta show you guys this. It's just so funny. Hold on. Like, bro, because my mom was there, and you literally just. I really want to know what Rev has to say about it. I really want to know. Okay, let's check this out. Normal person wants us killed for grifting.
Oh
yeah.
So here we're reacting to
Very
this video uploaded by a completely normal individual.
Look at the
titled,
thumbnail.
The right wing.
Look at the thumbnail.
VTuber grifter situation is insane. A very moist, critical, coded title right there, to be honest. But you can see the like to dislike ratio. It's not going too well for this individual. 198 likes versus 656 dislikes.
That's
and you can see the thumbnail. Before we get into the actual content, the thumbnail is very interesting. It says, "We need to bully these people more." This entire video is celebrating harassment and deplatforming and removing of sponsors from people like myself, while trying to claim that they're the empathetic ones. Doesn't really work. But anyways, the thumbnail is interesting too because
so much for the tolerant laugh. So much for the tolerant laugh.
I really do enjoy. But they also include powder.
Why is it literally PNG? Because the reason why is because they put my so this person was saying that they watched me like that they viewed my content, right? And in the thumbnail, like, they use this as a point. Like, this was like actually a talking point that they meant, oh yeah, I used to watch Leaflit, and like, you know, now she's like this, you know, disgusting. And like he kind of did that, but then he didn't even put me in the thumbnail. He put my mom in the thumbnail, and my mom doesn't even really do politics on stream at all. So it's just wrong, you know? Like,
I think it's totally overblown.
Wait, that's your mom's character? Well, like, both of them look the same, bro. It's like the same avatar. Okay, your mom's got a funny little hat. I didn't even know. I've been watching Leaflit long time. Actually, I'm pretty sure I've seen you use that avatar. I'm like 90% sure I've seen you use it. Am I crazy?
Ridiculous as well.
I think you're right.
Am I losing my mind right now?
With me in the background is the sort of puppeteer of everything going on, when my only interaction with Powder is a video from about 2 years ago where I criticized her. So it's weird to kind of lump us together, but here is the video. And let's set some ground rules, okay? The person making this considers everyone we just talked about, Powder, Gearsha, Leaflit, myself, we're all fascists and grifters in the eyes of this individual, and we deserve everything that's coming to us. And
I mean, I can't speak about the others, okay? But Rev, Leaflit, yes, definitely fascist, beyond a shadow of a doubt, okay, in my mind. Now, Rev, I'm not as familiar with that person's content. I have heard a convincing narrative that this person is a pedophile and that they have defended pedophilia in the past. And I believe that like they defended the use of loli as well, loli, which is drawn CSAM, child sexual abuse material, but you know, it's fictional. Technically legal. Anyway, Leaflit, though, I am a lot more familiar with, and yeah, fascist through and through.
It says, "This machine kills fascists."
so like think about that. Like,
Words have meaning.
I probably should have brought this up more in my video.
Think about that. They're threatening my life. They're saying that I'm a fascist, and then they are saying that they want to kill fascists. Okay, well, you know, yeah, fascism is evil. Okay, you should stop being a fascist and leading your community down this destructive path. But anyway, you know, people on the left, they don't want to kill you. Okay, first of all, we outnumber you by a lot. And if we wanted to kill you as a collective, well, we would have already done it. But the problem is that this ideology can really explode suddenly. Okay, it can grow suddenly is what I mean. Okay, it can infect the minds of many people very quickly in the right conditions, under the right economic conditions, under the right, well, I should say socioeconomic conditions. A fascist ideology can blossom very fast. Okay, and it will lead to exterminationist policy, the death of millions, you know, genocide, just fun little things like that, okay? So fascism is bad. When we say we want to kill fascists, what we really mean is we want to kill fascism. Okay, we want, and look, if you gotta crack a couple eggs to do that, oh well, but anyway, we don't want to kill you. We would have done it already as a collective if we decided to do that. Maybe there are individual actors within the leftist movement in this country, which, you know, leftist movement that, you know, used to be kind of an oxymoron for the United States, but I think things have changed over the last few weeks, even significantly. But anyway, me and probably a majority of leftists don't want to be violent against Nazis, against fascists. The most extreme people on our side want to put you in re-education camps, which is what I want. Okay, I think that race hatred is a disease of the mind. Okay, and it's something that is concrete, it's diagnosable. Okay, so I think we should start diagnosing people with this and then institutionalizing them. Okay, preferably in an environment where they are around people that look different from them. Okay, in a safe and controlled environment where these people cannot harm each other. Okay, so that way they can maybe talk and kind of realize that people that look different from them are actually just like them, and they have the same, you know, fears and motivations, and because like that's how you solve it. That's how you solve race hatred, is just introducing diversity into the environment. That's it.
I just do the funny
okay.
thing. This is the hilarious thing. A hat that says like this machine kills fascists, or like them talking about wanting to kill
That,
fascists.
but anyway, that being said, by the way, I am not a psychiatrist. Okay, so I would say leave this up to the professionals. But again, I still think that we should do this. Okay, that's what I think.
It's so common. Like they do this so much that it had completely went over my head. If you think about it, the hat said like this machine kills fascists. So, like, you know, we should kill fascists. I kill fascists, right? They have that on their hat, but then they label us specifically as fascists, right? So they're literally saying that they want to kill me. Like, yeah. Right? What else could it mean? Right? What else could it mean? And again, like this, you know, this has been brought up several times. They don't call you a fascist because they actually think you're a fascist. They call you a fascist so that they can justify killing you, right? And that's kind of, you know, that people have said variations of that phrase, and it's just totally true. They want to be able to justify, you know.
So did Woody? Did this motherfucker? Is this guy gonna kill you? Was this guy on the brink of just murdering people on the basis that they disagree with him? Yeah, I don't think so, man. I don't think so. I think he had a message that he wanted to, you know, shout from the rooftops, you know, spread to as many minds as he could. And he did this with his music. Okay, similarly, maybe not entirely similarly, but this VTuber here is spreading their message using their avatar, using their VTuber
celebrating your
avatar.
death. They want to be able to justify like doing any sort of vile act to you, like anything that they do to you. Like you're a deep person, and they will do anything that they do to you is like legal. It's like in their eyes, right?
This is just, my point is that the argument she's making here is such a stretch. Okay, it's just like, oh, they're coming after me, they're targeting me, they want to kill me, feel bad for me. I am so victimized, I am so oppressed by the woke left, by the intolerant left. They won't tolerate my bigotry. They will not. Oh, it's so sad.
Do you know
So sad.
Anyone know a certain regime that functioned in that way? Where they said this group of people is, they're not human, we can do whatever to them? Yeah, kind of interesting, right?
First of all, shiver me timbers.
World's smallest
This guy is,
violin.
really off the edge. I'm very nervous right now. But at the same time, it's like, okay, we know what you mean. You should say it with your chest. But anyways, let's get into this very enthralling video.
This video is drama slop and politics slop. I'm warning you now. If you don't want to see drama slop and politics slop about the VTuber community, then I suggest you do not watch this video.
And by the way, the funny thing is I just gotta bring this up like real quick. If you guys know, oh, it's not even linked here. Okay. Anyway, let me get into the video, the original video. Let me just like find it real fast. But the funny thing is about this whole
At the same
argument,
time,
right?
it's like, okay, we know what you mean. You should.
The funny thing about this whole argument, right, is this person saying that oh, Leaflit used to do gaming and now all she talks about is politics, right? Because she found out, Leaflit found out. This was his claim, by the way. Leaflit found out that politics did well on the videos and people liked the. Not even that. It's just saying that like the views were high from inducing rage and all this stuff, right? And that's the reason why she's grifting, right? Look at the views here, right? Look at these videos, right? Do you see this? Now you keep going through it, right? And then look, there's the first one, right? There's the first politics video, right? Which is the crazy one, right? 878 views compared to these views, right? Look at this. More than double of like this, like this 1 to 10 over here. All of these other ones, like, not even in triple digits, right? They hit this video, has a lot of views, and then look, political video, political video, political video. So it's like, really, what are you even talking about? Because how could you, it's like the pot calling the kettle black sort of thing, right? Like, what are you talking about? You're literally doing the same
Yeah,
thing.
man, it is. Yeah, I mean, look, being a hypocrite is the worst thing on the internet. It's the worst thing to be. Hey, look, I actually agree with Leaflit here about this, but anyway, what I mean is this is hypocrisy, but also not really, because this person doesn't like control their point is that you were you pivoted to political content because you noticed the views, okay? And now you're saying it's hypocrisy because this person gets more views making political content, but they are still not like, they have not primarily focused on politics. They haven't shifted. So yeah, I don't actually really see this as hypocrisy, but anyway, that's just my opinion. I had another point though. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, like, if I ever have 30,000, like tens of thousands of subscribers, and I'm still getting like double-digit views on any of my videos, oh, just take me out, bro. Just shoot me. Just shoot me, dog. That sounds terrible. How do you accrue so many subscribers, but it doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense, and I see this all the time. Like, my channel, I have like 100 subscribers, so if I get 50 views on a video, it's like, well, yeah, I mean, like, it happens, it does. But I have 100 subscribers, and I get like, I'll get several thousand views on some of my videos, and it's like, damn, like, I don't understand how people get like half the views of their subscriber count or less, let alone fucking 50 views on a channel with 30,000 subscribers. That's crazy.
As a reason to harass people, right? Which is crazy. Like, obviously, they're doing literally the same thing. Oh wow, the political video is doing great. Oh wow, right?
Okay, before we get into.
Hey Creamer, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the 500 kits. Am I fascist or am I a grifter? Do I believe in fascism or am I only right-wing for money? This is why buzzword casting makes no sense. I mean, I don't even think they really know what they're talking about. And actually, they did another video kind of similar about this here, where they do address that. And this is what I was saying. Like, should I cover this video? Like, what do you guys think? In this video, I believe he's talking about how he's actually correct in his definition of fascism, which would be like really interesting to watch. But I don't know. We'll see how you guys feel about it.
Again, I'm sorry to pause again. Just know this: listen to his opinions and listen to his voice. This guy is literally the VTuber Vosh, literally to his core. who is again someone I've criticized.
I don't really watch Vosh, so I don't really know. I don't watch
his
Voosh.
folder after years and years of calling anime fans predators over their choices. He had a folder that got leaked. It had lolly hentai on there, as well as horse-related stuff. Really on brand for Vosh, but yeah, this guy sounds exactly like him. His opinions sound exactly like him. But let's continue.
Thank you for your attention to this matter. So I've been aware of the phenomenon of like right-wing VTuber grifters for a while now. I mean, I guess it makes sense that like they exist because lots of VTuber culture tends to kind of skew a little bit left-wing. And when it comes to people who like VTubers, there are a lot of loser virgins.
So what about that then? If all of the culture is like left-wing, so are they all grifters too?
Chuds looking for a home, you know, who feel.
Well, guys, I guess I'm a chud. You know, happily married man. Turns out I'm a chud.
No.
And anyone who's gainfully employed or has a significant other, you're a chud too.
That's not what a grifter is. Yeah, nobody grifts to the left. Nobody does that. Like grifting is when you don't hold sincere opinions. You just say whatever for views, for clout, for money. Okay, that's a grifter. Being a leftist is not profitable. It's not. First of all, when you're a leftist, you even like a moderate liberal, okay, but like still a leftist in this country, okay. If you are even just a moderate liberal, you are going to, you know, you are going to reveal uncomfortable truths to your audience, okay, and this isn't good for brand names. This isn't good for advertisers, okay. They don't like that. Now, you could say that Republicans do this, or like right-wing people do this as well, okay? And to that I say, sort of, okay? The most extreme ones do, but most right-wing commentators, they stay away from like the racy stuff, the like really, the really red-pilling stuff, the black pill, okay, that sort of thing. You know, they stay more in the, like, defense of the state and its institutions, okay, which is entirely permissible from an advertiser's perspective, okay, that's not very risky content, okay, to defend state violence, okay, to defend ICE, to defend the police, okay, the brutalization of immigrants and black people in general. Anyway.
But that's just the way it goes according to this individual. But they bring up the term grifter. We're going to see this over and over again. This is one of the many definitions of grifter. Now, there's many variations, but the overall premise is the same. It's someone who has fake beliefs, someone who fakes their political or cultural beliefs just to make a buck, just to deceive people. And it's on the accusers like this who believe, myself and the others included in this video, are grifters. Like, show us where we are faking opinions for monetary gain. Because if I'm a grifter, this is I'm really bad at it, okay? Because this whole video is celebrating me losing my sponsorship with Advanced. They think it's funny. Not because they actually believe with an actual reason that I'm some fascist, crazy person. They just disagree with some of my takes. And that's really it. It's really sad.
Right, and that's a good point. You know, that's why I try not to throw the word grifter around, okay? Because the word grifter, it certainly applies to a lot of people, okay? But not everyone. Not everyone. And it's important that we don't, you know, mix up these words here. Okay, so like, is Rev a grifter? You know, I'll be honest, I would probably suspect it. Okay, I suspect it, probably. But like, what Rev is saying here is true. Like, if you're going to call someone a grifter, then you need to be prepared to prove it. Okay, so like, when I call Nick Fuentes a grifter, which he is, okay, very, very clearly, very obviously, I'm prepared to back that up. I probably wouldn't call Leaflit a grifter because I don't really think she's being disingenuous. At least I can't think of a time where I felt like she was. And specifically doing it for popularity, for clout, or for money. Okay? So, you know, Leaflit a grifter, yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. But you know, fascist, yes. yeah, extremely. It's just that I think she's sincere in the things that she says. Anyway.
Was on the accuser to prove that I am literally faking my opinions for the sole purpose of monetary gain. But let's continue.
And so, like, from what people told me, so this is what I heard. This video redefines grifter. Isn't that such a fucking classic leftist technique? Is to call someone something that everybody has an understanding of what that word means, and then they redefine it so that they can be right about it. Yeah, crazy.
Feel like they can't find a
By the way, if you were wondering, this is why every single time I get into a debate with or a discussion with these leftists, what's the first thing I do, chat? I say, can you define what that means? That way, there's no room for bullshit. I'm gonna use their own definition. That's why I say, can you define this?
Who represents their politics, their shitty, toxic, awful politics.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good... That's a good debate tactic. It's also just a good way to, understand where someone's coming from. Right? Is to ask them to define the words that they use. Okay, now, at the same time, if you're having a conversation with someone, not like a debate, then doing that too much will annoy them. Okay, it'll also annoy someone in a debate. Okay, but like, that it doesn't really matter there. But if you're having a conversation with someone, you want to be careful about asking them to define all of the words that they use. People don't like that. People really don't like it when you do that. Okay, I'm speaking from experience. Okay, I'm telling you. Be patient with people. Be kind to them. That's how you convince people. That's how you change their hearts and minds. And it's only going to happen marginally. Okay, you're not gonna like convert someone into a full-blown card-carrying communist. But this is how we get people going down the right path. Okay, is with patience, kindness. Now, that's the most effective way to have political conversations with people. Okay. Many people online and in real life as well are saying things like the time for talking is over. Okay, time for civil war. Okay, to that I say, that's already happening. But like the time for talking is still now. Like we can do both. Okay, there can be civil war and also time for talking, if that makes sense. Okay, and there is a civil war happening. And there's still talking going on. So, here we go.
So, obviously,
anyway.
The rise of the right-wing grifter VTube. A lot of them are basically just kind of copying Asmongold's YouTube channel. It's a lot of just like Gamergate reaction content and just general politics reactions. And
so I like how they're calling out like the grifter content, the Asmongold copy content. Like, you're not going to see any actual criticisms of anything I say.
Yep.
Right here. Like,
that was also my criticism of the video, is that it didn't actually have any beliefs in it. Like there was literally no points in the video.
Yeah. So people ask me why I don't make content like like Jackson is making here, but like, obviously I'm not a VTuber. That's not what I'm talking about. But like these kind of expose videos where you talk about one or more creators, like no, I don't want to do that. I'm not let's be so for real. Okay, Jackson, maybe we are aligned politically. Maybe, I don't even know. I don't know anything about this person. But maybe we are aligned politically. But like, this is not a very smart person, okay, from what I can tell. Like, Jackson, I'm sorry, dude. It's not that you can't be a content creator, okay? It's not that. Like, you don't need to be smart to be a content creator. Okay, it's just that when you make content like this, like video essays, but then it feels cobbled together, it's not a good look. It's not a good look, dude. So, like, if for whatever reason you see this, you like listen to this, like, I think that you could benefit from making content kind of like I do, kind of like Brev does. Okay, like this reaction style thing. I like your personality so far. I've only seen like 5 minutes of this, but you seem like a nice person. Okay. I think that like less of this and more like reaction content would be up your alley. Okay. This is basically what I'm saying is the kind of content that I make is good content for a person like me to make. Okay, a dumbass. Okay, I'm not a very smart man. Okay, I'm high. I've talked about this before, and I'll say it again. I'll probably continue saying it down the line. Okay, but I am highly educated. Okay, I am a highly educated stupid person. Okay, and it works because people are fooled into thinking that I'm smart because of my vocabulary, because of like the way I speak, perhaps the cadence. I don't know, my confidence, perhaps. Maybe it's just how handsome I am. Maybe it's how handsome my face is. I don't know. But anyway, I just, the reason that I do this is because I can't make this like video essay content and like dissect the arguments that these people make in their videos. That's why I react to it live. Okay, I give my life, and it's a double-edged sword because it means that a lot of the things these people say, it's gonna go under the radar, right? I'm gonna zone out for a second. They're gonna say something racist, and I'm not gonna address it. Okay, it happens. It does, I'm sure. Fuck, it's probably happened a bunch. Okay, but like I try. I try my best. I try to combat this rhetoric. I think I do at least a half-decent job. Especially considering how inexperienced I am with doing this. Like, I stayed in, not really an echo chamber, but I didn't react to, I mean, I didn't watch, I didn't react at all, but I didn't watch these, like, extremist people on the internet. I didn't react, I didn't watch Groypers, I didn't watch the Nazi VTubers, I didn't watch any of you guys. Okay? I have, since I started making content, I have expanded my horizons. Okay? So all that is to say is, I'm learning, and I'm getting better at creating content, creating propaganda, and also combating right-wing talking points in general. Okay, because the truth is I didn't hear a lot of it. I didn't. I stayed in my echo chamber. I stayed in my bubble. So, anyway, let's keep it.
All of it was saying, oh yeah, that's bad, but then failing to actually describe and failing to actually provide an actual point of like why it is zero substance. Yeah, exactly.
This video, for example, he's citing as an example of this. How am I wrong?
Yep, exactly.
How am I wrong? The game on the left that does not want to play into modern day stuff has double the wish list of a very similar genre of the game that says they want to play into the modern agenda. How am I wrong? It's on you again. You're
some historical figure talk about intentionally changing definitions
in this video.
Awful, shitty opinions about current events. Yeah, no, it's an awful cesspool of bootlicking and bullshit. But it pays the bills, I guess. So literally just today, I made the mistake of thinking to myself, what's going on in the right-wing VTuber grifter sphere? And I went ahead and looked, and was immediately made angry by how stupid this current drama is.
So again, he's citing the whole advanced situation where I talked about the VTuber Miss Lala.
Yeah.
Again,
it's like I said, like his actual point here was like kind of fair, but it is like pretty par for the course for like any sort of like X sort of X content basically. It's within the parameters of like what people would do on X.
You disagree with my take? Do you believe that justifies me having my sponsor removed or calling me like things that I'm not?
Rep derangement syndrome.
And all these things. Clearly, they don't have any evidence of that, but whatever.
Well, yeah, you should have your sponsors taken away. What the fuck? Didn't you, like, defend pedophilia or something? Am I crazy?
Play-by-play, a lot of it's very stupid, but just a quick overview. Miss Lala is a VTuber, has kind of like a 1950s kind of diner aesthetic to her model and her stream, and she tweets out, fuck ICE, which, of course, based, good opinion. Everybody agrees with this.
Clearly, not everyone agrees with this.
Like,
this is the most disingenuous part of this whole thing. You think everyone agrees with this because you agree with it. You're a narcissist. Not everyone agrees with this.
Let's look at the polling. Yo, Jarvis, what? Yo, what's the polling on ICE right now? Let's find out. Public opinion of U.S. immigration enforcement is overwhelmingly negative, with multiple recent polls showing a sharp decline in approval following high-profile incidents in Minneapolis. Oh man, a PBS News NPR Mars poll from early February 2026 found that 65% of Americans believe that ICE has gone too far. Oh my god. Oh. Oh wow, up from 54%. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I knew it was already high, but god damn, it's 65%. Another poll by Quinnipiac University, Quinnipiac. Yeah, that's probably how you say it. More like. Showed 50% of voters disapprove of how ICE is enforcing immigration laws, while only 40% approve. A YouGov poll reported even higher disapproval, with 57% of Americans disapproving of ICE's job performance. Wow. Wow. Yeah, you just think that everybody agrees with you because you're a narcissist, and it's definitely not based off of, you know, going outside and talking to people, and also looking at the polls. Yeah, bro.
And despite all the
total narcissist.
Responding to this, making a joke about it, God, it had like over 10,000 likes. At least 10,000 people agree with me, so clearly you're just wrong. It's okay to have differing opinions and to make quotes of public tweets.
Based opinion. If you don't agree with this, fuck you. That gets retweeted by Rev, who is one of these just like...
Yeah, I mean, they're Gestapo, bro.
Joe, just like kind of a like hateable human
Secret
being from
police.
everything I've ever seen of him. And he accuses her...
The funny thing is, like, this person says, like, I'm a hateable individual. Like, despite all the stuff this person's gonna talk about in this video, I don't hate this person. I don't think they should lose sponsorships for whatever they're saying. In fact, what they're doing in this video is exactly what I was accused of doing. I was accused of sending harassment and trying to bully people. This guy is literally saying we need to bully these people more.
Exactly.
And he's celebrating us losing platforms or sponsorships over differing opinions.
Yeah, because they don't actually believe it. They don't know. It's not even that they don't believe any of this stuff. It's they don't know why. There's no, like, their beliefs is like literally like this. It's like this is their beliefs right here, okay? Let me show you, all right? Literally like this. So whenever you have a belief on something, right? You have a belief on something, right? You gotta build like your foundation, right? So this is like the bedrock of like your beliefs, and this is like, you know,
here we go with the MS
beliefs,
Paint
whatever your ethical system is, you try to understand. You have to
what I hate most about Pirate Software is that he did this. He created this. Okay, I'm sick of seeing this. Okay, please stop. At least use a better program. At least use like GIMP or like Paint.net maybe. Like, not fucking Paint, bro.
Like, grounding for your beliefs, right? This is like whatever your moral, like, you know, your moral, like, moral groundwork, right?
But your moral,
so this is like, or framework, whatever frame.
Yeah.
So this is like kind of what you believe, why you believe
That's
those
what you
things. Like, where do your
believe,
morals derive from, right? Like, where do they come from? What is your understanding?
Where did
of
they come
what is moral?
from? What?
And this one's kind of hard because a lot of this is kind of hysterical. It's very easy if you're a Christian, because then you would just put Christian ethics in here. But it really depends on, like, you know, if you're not, it becomes a lot more dicey. It becomes like a lot of preferences and stuff like that, which are like really difficult to defend. But, you know, whatever. Anyway, so you have to build this first, and then in order to actually build like the structure of like what your beliefs are, right? So if you don't have this at all, you don't even understand that all of this is on weak ground, right? Anytime somebody pressures this and then they attack these, it just falls down because, like, see how narrow this is, right? You need to like kind of build everything on this ground here. This is the foundation, so that people can't attack the bottom. Anyway, so basically the point of what I'm saying is you have to actually understand why you believe what you do. Otherwise, when people put it to scrutiny, you just fall apart. And how many times have you guys seen it? Where someone has tried to debate with me something, they don't even understand why they believe what they do, and they just immediately crumble, right? Because they don't even understand why they're like, oh, well, you know what? Racism bad. Okay, well, why is it bad? Why is racism bad? Explain it to me. I can answer that. Easy. Humans were made in God's image. Boom. That's why it's bad, right? Why is slavery bad? Same reason. But they don't even understand why they believe this shit, right? It's.
Huh? No, but that doesn't work. That doesn't work. Why? Because Christians of the past believed that humans were made in God's image, but they still defended chattel slavery. Why is that? I'll tell you why. It's because they didn't consider black people as humans. Okay, that's the loophole. This loophole. Black people, not humans. They are cattle. Okay, we are humans. We are white people. Okay, so therefore, you know, slavery, good. It's a good thing. Yeah. Now, the reason that I think slavery is bad is it's for multiple reasons. Okay, I could think of a few, in fact, but you know, since we're talking about like moral foundation, humans were made in God's image, okay, and therefore all life is sacred. It's to be protected. Human life is fragile. Okay, it must be protected. science is the study of our material world. Okay, and as a Christian, I believe that God created the universe. Science is the study of the universe. Okay? And what science tells us is that the black people are genetically almost identical to white people. Or actually, let me rephrase it, because I've put it in better words before. Okay, I just remembered. If you take a white person and another white person and a black person, okay, you have these three people, okay, and you compare their genetic differences. The two white people will have the same difference in their genetics from the white person and the black person. Okay, am I making sense? So like if you take two white people and compare their genetics, and then you take a white person and a black person and you compare their genetics, and then let's keep going. Okay, then you take two black people and you compare their genetics. Okay, all of these comparisons will have about the same difference, because all humans are what's the number, like 99.9% genetically identical. Okay, like it's very, very few differences in our genetics. Okay, that's it. So all humans are roughly the same. Okay, science tells us this. And God created us in his image. Okay, it's wrong, therefore it is wrong to enslave people. Now, I could think of many other reasons to not enslave people. But since we're talking about like but being as reductive as possible, right? Like boiling down your moral worldview to its bare bones. Okay, its foundation, if you will. That's what I think. Right? So there you go.
They have a hard time, like with any sort of beliefs, right? They have nothing to point to. Why is scalping Pokemon cards bad? The Criterion problem, because hating anyone is immoral, especially for the things they have no choice about. Why? But why? Why is that immoral? But see, like, here's a good point. Here's a good like example, right? So, I'm not really trying to pick on you, Good Emperor, but Good Emperor says hating anyone is immoral because of the things they have no choice about. Well, I can say why. Why is it immoral? Divine command is quicker and straight to the point. Well, I mean, I would just ask why. Why would you say it's bad? Because God said so. Yeah. Okay. So you're coming from it from a religious point of view, right? But how do you do that when you're not religious? Right? Like, how do you deal?
But did God say so? Did God ever say slavery bad? Okay, like I just laid out my reasons for why I think slavery is bad and why I think God would not want us to enslave people. Okay, and I think I made a pretty convincing argument there. Okay, me personally. But anyway, I don't see anywhere in the Bible where it says, thou shalt not enslave people. I don't really see that. Thou shalt not infringe on the freedom of movement on any individual. Like I don't see that. And you could interpret this in multiple ways. But anyway, I just I think that enslavement is generally wrong. Okay, and it shouldn't be done. It shouldn't even really be done to our imprisoned population, especially because, most of them are unjustifiably imprisoned, right, for menial, trivial drug charges. Okay, but anyway, one could make the argument, and in fact, people have made the argument that people in prison should be enslaved. Okay, and people have made that argument, and successfully, to a successful degree. Like prisoners are legally enslaved. But anyway, that's a whole other topic. In the Bible, what did Paul say? He said, slaves obey your earthly masters. Okay, so like, yeah, if you if you follow the Bible directly, right, and you devoid these words of their context, which was Roman society, the Roman hierarchy, then you kind of run into a situation where, like, oh, maybe like slavery is okay, maybe it is permissible in God's eyes. It's not. It's not. If you are an enslaver, you have failed the test. You have failed the test which is life. Okay, life is a test. That's what I say. That's what many Christians say. You failed. Founding fathers, they're in hell, bro. They're all in hell. I'm telling you. They're burning, and they're burning, and they're burning. Okay, even George Washington. Sorry, and they're slavers, bro. That's what they were. Okay, all except John Adams. Okay, now I don't know. One could say maybe the presidents they've repented, or I should say the founding fathers. Maybe they repented before they died. Maybe they were forgiven. Okay, maybe they recognized. Yeah. Okay, sure. Probably not. Definitely not most of them. Okay, so yeah, they're in hell right now. Sorry.
Deal with that argument. No, you're right, good Emperor. You're right. That is grounded in something, right? So, like, how do you believe that? How can you believe that without being religious? It's really difficult. What happens is it becomes preference, right? It becomes, well, it's bad because I don't like it. That's what it becomes, right? Which then opens up the room to, well, if I think that it's good, then it's good, right? And they're like, no, that's bad. Okay, why? And they're like, well, because, I feel it's good. Okay, well, I feel it's good, right? Now you're just stuck, basically, right? And all that reduces to, right, is killing each other. That's really it, right?
Okay, yeah, man. What you're talking about is debating people that don't know how to fucking debate. Like, if somebody says anything like, it's this way because I feel like it. It's this way because because my emotions. It's wrong because I say it is. Like, yeah, that person is a shitty debater. It doesn't mean that they're wrong. It depends on what the topic is. I don't know, but basically my point is Leaflit, you only debate stupid people that don't know how to debate. And you do it on purpose. And it's obvious. And I don't know why your audience falls for it. I really don't. It's not entertaining. It's just kind of fucking stupid.
Well, whoever's right then is the one who has the most swords. Correct?
Like, I haven't done another debate. Okay, I have not. I have been challenged to a debate with an individual that I agreed to, but then I didn't follow up with him, and he didn't go out of his way to, try and get... And I told him he could come on my stream at any time. Fuck, if he hit me up right now and wanted to debate me, I would. But, like, I'm talking about a person that is so dumb. It's frightening. It's frightening how stupid this person is. When I see extreme racist on the internet, it scares me. Okay, it does. A little bit. Now, I know the internet is fake. A lot of this shit is fake. These people, they are not the majority, not even close. But still. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go out of my way to debate somebody that is very clearly medically stupid, okay? That doesn't know how to fucking debate at all. Okay, and this person that I'm talking about, I think he actually could be a decent debater, maybe. Maybe I'll find out. I don't know, but well, anyway.
Religion is also preference in what religion you choose to follow? Yes. You're not wrong in that case, right? Which would make it the moral imperative of everybody who believes in God and believes that God believes in God's command. It would then be our responsibility to wield the sword on behalf of God on earth. They end dealing...
All
right. These people have no concrete sense of morality. Basically a Muslim logic, yes. Basically, yes. Because on earth, like on the playing field of earth, right? Because we're talking about how to explain it. So, on the playing field of earth, because the time frame of God's judgment is not immediate, right? So because it's not immediate, things can play out on earth, and it is up to us to deal with it. So if you were to say, well, let's say that there's like a cult, right? Like, let's say there's just like some satanic cult that, you know, let's say, theoretically, hypothetically, that they have an island and they put a bunch of kids there, and they're like, well, you know, we're gonna do what we want with these kids, right? It's like our moral imperative to stop them, right? And then they would say, well, it's our preference that like we're allowed to do this because we believe that it's okay to do this, right? And then so we would say, well, we believe, according to us, that that's evil, and it is of our preference that you don't do that, right? And so now you're at an impasse because it's an issue of we believe this thing and they believe this thing, so we have no choice but to kill them, right? In order to
wait, no,
to us, the right.
no, that's not our only choice. No, there's a second option, which is imprisoning them, which is what I would prefer, which is what I advocate for, because it's like I said the other day, death is too good for these people. Yeah, put them in evil Chomo prison and fucking make them smash rocks. So, you know, Ghislaine Maxwell shouldn't be in the fucking tennis court prison. She should be with all the other child molesters. Actually, she should be in even worse jail than the average child molester.
Rights within the rights that we have established ourselves, our preference on this earth, which to us is grounded in heaven, but on earth, we have to enforce it, right? So then in order to save those children, we have to kill them. It's the only way. So in the end, all of this really comes down to force. That's how it's always been. Yeah. But see, the point is like they can't really describe to you like why it's wrong, right? So for instance, right, like, if you're coming from it from a point of view, if you come from a point of view that is not divine command, you would have to. It would be like this. You'd be like, okay, island of people that are abusing children. That is very bad. Stop that, or we fight. Or stop that right now. The other people they'll say that is morally wrong to do that to kids. And then the people on the island would say, well, to us it's moral. Okay, sure. To us it's totally moral. And you're like, well, that's immoral. Okay, why is it immoral? Because we said so. Okay, so you said so, but then we say that it is moral. You see what I mean? Like, there's an impasse there. In the end, all of those things would just be like whatever you prefer.
Except there is a convincing argument that molesting children, sex trafficking children, is wrong and bad. But the same argument that, like, there is no convincing argument for why it's good, for why it's actually a good thing, unless you are just you know, a nihilist, a nothing matters person. Okay, in which case, like, you know, it's still not really good. It's just it doesn't really matter because nothing matters. Okay, that's all that I can think of anyway. Okay, like you can't steel man pro pedophilia. You can't. There's no convincing argument for it. Why are you doing this? Why are you saying this? Like, no, it's not like oh well, they think it's good and we think it's bad, and so we're just at an impasse. It's like, no, there is a demonstrable reason for why children should be protected and not sex trafficked. It's good for society, right? There's like practical reasons, and then there are also moral reasons, which is what she's touching on here, I think. Like, oh, they think it's good, we think it's bad. Okay, but it's just that, like, the moral good of not being a pedophile is obvious, I hope. I don't know, man. I don't know. Exactly. We're living in the crazy timeline.
Right? There's no way you could describe
can't just say
like
it's
why
bad.
what they're doing is bad compared to what you're doing. There's
okay,
no,
bro.
There's no reason behind it, really. Yeah, you would say equality. Well, it's for equality. Okay, well, why is equality good? You could go like forever with this. Equality is good because it's the best for what's all people. Well, who says what's the best for all people? You know, what if we think that that's bad for all people? Actually, right? It goes infinitely. Which is like, I mean, is it really bad to like be like that? I don't. At that point, it just comes down to like who has the most guns, who's willing to use it. That's it, really.
Is doing exactly what the mob was trying to accuse me of doing and use as a.
Anyway, dude, that was like such a like I don't even know why I went on that fucking tangent. But the point of what I'm saying is, they can't even describe really. They have to appeal to some kind of source that we all agree on in the first place, in order to like actually make an argument as to like why. Right, but then they source themselves, right? Where they say like, this is bad. Obviously, they don't even describe as to like why it's bad. They just kind of source it as like the definitive. Like they source their own belief as the proof that it's right. Do you see what I'm trying to say? Like, they don't actually describe it, so like, they don't understand why it is right. Like, if you ask them, okay, well, why is that a good thing? They wouldn't be able to tell you.
justification, despite me not even doing it, to lose opportunities or be deplatformed or whatever. It's crazy. There's no self-awareness whatsoever.
Of being a hypocrite because she's a 1950s aesthetic VTuber and she hates the current federal agency that's more tame than any law enforcement agency of the time period included in her
Do I really
remarks.
say like that much? Is that
Yeah, bro, it's just that, like, why do you say shit like this? Why do you say, like, oh, they just believe it, it's just belief, like, their proof is the belief? Like, no, man. Some, like, beliefs are just self-evident why it's true. Okay, have you heard that phrase before? Self-evident? Okay, like pedophilia, for example, I would hope that it is self-evident why it is bad. Okay, like I would hope that we can all agree that it is bad and we all, like, understand why. You know, like, it shouldn't really be something that you have to explain to people. Right? Like, it's just kind of obvious that we shouldn't be diddling children. Oh, I don't know, man. Now, this doesn't apply to all arguments, obviously, okay? Like, outside of pedophilia, yeah, you do need to explain why things are good, why things are bad. Yeah. But, like, who is doing this? Who is doing this? You are once again building a straw man and knocking it down, and that's what you are best at, Leaflit.
can't be real. You guys are fucking trolling.
You're so good at it.
There's no way I say it that much. No, I don't fucking believe it.
And then
Okay, I've seen people increase the counter while I'm on break. So, kind of bullshit. Honestly, kind of bullshit.
this is her for locking replies.
It is bullshit.
This is not hypocrisy. This is
The hypocrisy is actually in the reply, but he'll get to it. But here's the thing. If you think my take is stupid and you hate all these grifters you included in the thumbnail, let me inform you because you obviously haven't looked into this. I know that Kirsha, as well as Leaflit,
That's me.
don't agree with my
I'm
main
Leaflit.
post. They criticize it too. So if you think they're grifters and
Oh, wait.
in the thumbnail, let me inform you because you obviously haven't looked into this. I know that Kirsha, as well as Leaflit,
That's me.
don't agree with my main post.
Uh-huh.
They criticize it too.
Well,
so if you think they're grifters and
it's kind of half. So, like, do I think that it's actually good logic? Not really, but it is kind of a banger X post. Does that make sense? So it's like I kind of agree. It's like kind of half and half. It's like, does it even matter on X? Like, not really. You know, like it's a banger X, but it's like a funny. It's a classic like X argument attack. Very, very classic, like angle that you would like hit someone with, like from a point of view of like an X PvP. So that makes 100% sense. That like he would make that. Is it like in terms of like logic? Is it strong? Not really, right?
puppeteer behind them, like in the thumbnail. I'm not.
Hey, Conduce, thank you so much. Thank you for the kicks. Thank you. Like. Why do you say like so much? Like, oh my god, like.
doing a very good job, am I? Where my little minions are out here publicly disagreeing.
What is the
with my
X
take. But here's the
post?
difference. They're mature enough to say, I disagree with his statement. I don't really agree with what he was trying to say there. But I don't think he deserves harassment. I
That's
don't think
true.
he should be platformed. I don't think
That
he
is
should
true. That is a weird jump, right? To be like, I disagree with what they say. They should fucking be killed. Like, that's crazy. What the fuck? What the fuck is that?
I know. Very complicated
What is that
sort of
even?
set of logic there, but let's hang on and see what else this person has to say.
incredibly stupid point that makes
Is that a dude?
zero sense.
Okay,
Like, I
sure.
don't know about this person. I mean, I'm assuming so. Rev is a dude. Rev has a wife.
I think they want to use a 1950s aesthetic.
Rev's wife,
The VTuber does not require
who is very sweet, by the way. She's really nice.
that they agree with 1950s
Fair enough.
politics. I don't understand where this is coming from. The whole drama kind of spirals into something
Why?
stupid in the first place, but this being the starting point is so incredibly dumb. His criticism is so incredibly stupid. It
How
makes no
old
sense.
is she?
The first part is a joke. I think everyone knows it was a joke.
Yeah.
But the sort of
That's what I meant. It would be a very, very classic like X angle, like it's like a haha. It's a kind of banger post like for the purposes of optics, but from the purposes of logic. Like if they actually went from it from a logical perspective, like if they went for a logical attack, then like obviously like Rev would lose in that, right? But I don't think that's the point.
hypocrisy being pointed out is in the replies. But
It's kind of like when they call people fascists all the time. It's like you say it because it's really fun. It's really great to say for you. It fulfills your purpose. But like, does it stand up to logic? Not really.
he'll get to it.
Oh man,
So they do the same thing. They do the same thing while
Except
attacking
it
Rev.
does.
you're a dog
Ridiculous.
VTuber. Oh, but you don't just bark. Your
Because
entire stream,
words
you
have
speak in English.
meaning.
Oh, what a hypocrite. Oh, you're a vampire VTuber and you go out during the day. Oh, hypocrite. It's just dumb. Like I don't understand what like where
Okay,
this
you
even
think it's
came
dumb,
from.
that's fine.
I don't know. Rev seems
Yep,
like kind of a moron, honestly. Like I've never thought he was like a very good person, but he also just seems kind of stupid. There's a lot of mention thrown back and forth in this exchange of like harassment. None of this is harassment.
So
And I mentioned this in the original video that like this is the comparison that like Jackson makes here is like not even close. Like comparing like a jab on X to like a full on like let's cancel this person and hurt them financially campaign. It's like not even close.
they're saying none of this is harassment. Where my point in this tweet is, well, they kept on one of their partners who was harassing me. They
Wait, am I saying like all the time? I mean, what the hell? I don't even like. There's no way. You guys are fucking gaslighting me. You guys are fucking gaslighting. There's no way.
pointing in on the brigade to
You guys are-
get me
dude, there's no way.
platforms. This person doesn't want to show you by clicking on these actual tweets, but you can see right here. An advanced partner said, I will block
Get a
you
rubber
if you
band.
ever straw my wife. You absolute
Rubber
F
band
bootlicking
yourself.
Weirdos, F ice and absolutely F you. And here's
It
another
works.
tweet included saying, anyway, I'm muting this now because I'm not putting up with you weirdos defending someone who wouldn't spit on you if you're on fire. And they continue down here saying, F ice, F rev,
That's a
and F
crazy,
you defend either. Get back.
By the way, like they just made that assertion without any proof. They said it like it was just, they said it. Okay, see that was okay. Hold on, that was actually a proper use of the word like. Okay, that was a proper because I was comparing the two. Okay, they said it like it was a matter of fact and it was true. You know, can we have an AI write Katy Perry song "California Girls" rewriting it about Leaflit being from California? That's
On your
amazing,
knees
bro.
where you belong and keep licking. Maybe they'll praise you eventually because God knows your parents did it. This is not criticism. Are you serious? You don't want to click on these actual posts I shared because you know this is not just criticism. It is.
Anyway, I'm muting this down because I'm not putting up with you weirdos defending someone who wouldn't spit on you if you're on fire. Yeah, I mean, this isn't a criticism. This is just like an assertion, right? This is an assertion. Like, how could you possibly prove that? I can enjoy who I work for, not who I work for, not who I work with. Okay. Demanding something be done and then not allowing the time for it, you know, get done is insane to me. Not allowing time for it, you know, get done is insane to me. Fuck ICE, you know, fuck Rev and fuck you. I mean, like, this doesn't actually like talk about anything that what Rev said. This doesn't actually criticize anything that Rev said. Like, this is just all personal attack. This is all like fluff. It doesn't actually mean anything. She's nice to so much for the 500k. Thank you, Sydney Sweetie. Has great genes. You mean like
Harassment. This is harassment. There's no valid criticism. All this is dogpiling on a situation where an active partner with the same company I was in at the time was trying to actively go against one of her fellow partners and joined in on the brigade to get us removed.
This is really fun to see Rev's point of view on it.
That is
Quoting a
so
tweet is not
sad.
harassment, even if you're mean, even if what you're saying is really stupid. Nobody harassed anybody here. It feels like a lot of people are just like weaponizing that word to make it seem like the person on the other side of the conflict did something like morally indefensible.
See, this
Yeah,
is, like,
true.
This is the one time that they actually talk a little bit about what they believe in.
So that they can kind of gain the high ground, and all that's kind of dumb.
Literally what this entire video is. This entire video is disagreeing with someone and using that as the moral high ground.
The part about, well, the part about the
Literally what's
the
something,
part about
like
it
morally
not being her.
indefensible. It seemed like the person anybody here. It feels like a lot of people are just like weaponizing that word to make it seem like the person on the other side of the conflict did something like morally indefensible, so that they can.
See, I mean, that's an actual
gain the high
point there.
ground.
With someone and using that as the moral high ground to justify anything that happens to them. This is literally the entire video. He's looking in a mirror right now.
However, locking your replies when you're getting a lot of hate, like, that's valid. This idea that you're like not allowed to lock your replies, or that you're like obligated somehow to allow people to comment under your post and like be toxic towards you, like it's so stupid. I don't understand like where people got this idea that you're required to sit there and read all of like the criticism about you and like allow it to be aired out. You're allowed to.
Yeah, you're allowed. It's freedom of association. You do not have to sit there and read stuff. You can block people. You can lock replies. But the reason I pointed out
You can do that. So two things can be true at once. It can be true that you can do that. That you can block your replies that because you don't want to be exposed to that. But it's also true that people can validly criticize that you're hiding, that you're running from the argument, that you're making like you're making this big statement and then you're immediately running away.
this hypocrisy.
Yeah, is that what you call this? Making an entire video about the topic and then hitting post? That's running away? Like, I don't think so, man. Okay, look, a lot of my comments, they get auto-removed, auto-modded. Okay? And I'm given the option to allow them through anyway, and oftentimes I do, but many times I don't, because they're entirely inappropriate. Okay, now, with that being said, like, I don't have to go through my blocked comments that get blocked. You know, my point is when it comes to the little guys, right, the little people that type their mean words in my comment section, okay, click, click, click. Yeah, I don't owe you the time of day. I don't owe you fucking dick. Ever. Okay, if I reply to you, you should be singing my praises, okay? You should be thanking me for bestowing you with an actual reply. But anyway, a lot of people, they think you owe it to them. They think that, and it's like, no, I don't. But anyway, running away from this wouldn't be locking your replies, okay? Like, my point is like, why should this person give a fuck about their Twitter replies going through or not? Like, if they don't want to read them, then yeah, turn them off. You know, it doesn't mean you're running away. You know, basically what I'm saying is, like, you're right, these things aren't mutually exclusive. It's just that you're fucking wrong. Okay, your argument is stupid. because this person isn't running away. They are engaging with this topic, this drama. Okay? That's it.
The beginning is that Lala replied to me, and the first thing she said
so
is if you want to have a conversation about my actions, then come to me and let's have a conversation while locking the replies on the main tweets. That is the whole point. That was the whole point.
Thank you, Marco, for the bits as well. Take a shot every time Leaflit uses like. You'll get alcohol poisoning in 30 seconds.
Well, that doesn't stop you from having a conversation, though. You're a content creator, not a fucking tweeter. Not a tweet replier. you're a YouTube, you're a VTuber. Do you understand? Like, you don't... Yeah, you can still talk to this person. You can still engage with them. You don't even have to talk with them directly, although I'm sure you could. You know, you could probably get their Discord, their info, right? And add them and have a conversation. But you don't even have to do that. You're a content creator. You make VTube. You're a VTuber. Okay, you can make videos about this person, talk to them, reply to them in that way. Okay, that's how a lot of opposing content creators, that's how they communicate with each other, is entirely through like making videos about each other. That's how they do it. Okay, so you're a big boy. You put on your big boy pants.
That's the hypocrisy. You know this, but you don't want to say it. It's so obvious. That is the hypocrisy, ladies and gentlemen. You can't say, let's have a conversation, referring to a tweet where you blocked any chance at a conversation.
That's true, that's fair.
Space. Like, if you don't want to see criticism of yourself, like, that's fine. Lock your comments. Who cares? And anybody who criticizes you and implies that you are like...
You can have a conversation with this person. You just have to seek them out. It's not that hard. That's it.
Required to allow
That's fair.
public
What
dogpiling yourself. Just don't listen. That's a stupid.
That's fair.
Again, it's just people finding things to try and criticize about the other side to sort of gain some
Thank
sort of
you,
like, moral high
Giancarlo,
ground. I would say the only
these people, they think that the whole world revolves around them. They think if somebody I'm beefing with on the internet locks their replies, and look, I'm a little guilty of this too. Like thinking that, but the difference is though is that I'm probably right. Okay, these fucking idiots are probably watching my videos. They're big fans. Okay, they are. Jimmy Talks, Tom Foe. Yeah, they be watching. They be watching my shit. Okay, I'm telling you. Anyway. That being said, just because you're like beefing with another content creator and they lock their replies, it's not about you. Not everything is about you. They're not running away from you. If they were running away from you, they wouldn't make content about you. They would shut up and they would stop talking about you. They would stop engaging with you completely. Okay, like even if they refuse a private conversation, that's more convincing, but that's still not really an argument, I don't think, for like, oh, they're running away from me. It depends. It depends. In this case, I'd say not really. But they're not even doing that. They're just locking their Twitter replies, okay? And there are definitely other avenues that you could go to like find this person to communicate with them. You could go to their comments section on YouTube. Leave a comment. They'll notice it. I assure you. You could probably find their Discord through mutuals. Okay, like there are a multitude of ways of reaching out to this person. That's it. You're the bigger YouTuber anyway. All right.
Of the situation is that Rev's attack was just stupid in the first place and made.
So it's an attack when I quote someone publicly. I mean, right off the bat, that's just stupid. But again, you say my take is stupid, which is fine. You're allowed to think what I say is stupid. I'm allowed to think what you're saying is stupid.
See, I don't think that's a very balanced. It's a good response.
Justifies bullying people harder or trying to get their sponsors removed or deplatforming them. Or in this case, we know the not so
hop off his dick, Leaflit.
This hats and its message and what he's saying about people like me.
Does Rev go into the video I was looking at earlier?
No sense. It's not that he did something like wrong or morally incorrect.
Get over the fucking hat, bro. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, the hat. Oh, they want to kill us. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, everybody takes that seriously, bro. We are all very seriously thinking about how this person actually wants to kill you because of of the fucking pixels on the screen, the hat on their avatar's head. Yeah, bro. Yeah, that's such a serious argument.
A lot when criticizing, just considering some of the there are some Twitter freaks out there.
Was kind of the narrative that like I'm responsible for every single person on the internet who criticizes the people that I criticize or
yeah,
says
we talked about this stupid argument.
The people I criticize and separate tweets I got from people doing it in defense of her, but I don't blame her. That's not her audience, and that's not her intentions. Despite us disagreeing, I'm not going to attribute that to her. It's that simple. This is a gigantic reach. It's a desperate reach. And on top of that, we hear this Twitter freak language. Everyone knows it's a phrase for people who harass others over fictional content, or they try to deplatform people for having different opinions. It is not that deep.
I wish Rev replied to the other video.
Oh, when Rev says Twitter freak, and he's prevailing.
I don't know if he knows about it.
Entire series.
You're the serious person? You're the serious person? Like, look, man, we're all rolling around in the mud, okay? We're not very serious people, but you cannot take a moral high ground and say, like, I'm Mr. Serious, while wearing a kill fascists hat,
True.
while sitting with this arcade background and just spurting out.
That's a good point. That's actually a really good point.
Singular...
Wait, but I thought it was like a serious threat. What? You can't just say like, oh, they're threatening me, they're calling me a fascist, and then they're saying like they want to kill me. And then in the same breath be like, this is such an unserious person. Look at their silly hat. Like, no, you just said that it was like a threat on your life or whatever. What the fuck are you talking about?
Real reason I deserve
it's silly.
So true.
With the advanced situation.
I thought, I mean, look, I'm in agreement here. I think it's a silly hat too.
Right away and accuses other people of harassing him for basically just publicly criticizing him.
It's not just basically publicly
but that's not what you
criticizing
said,
him,
though.
Trying to get someone deplatformed, attacking someone else who is in the same company as you, joining in a brigade, trying to get someone removed from that same company is not just simple harassment. That person provided literally zero reason that I did anything wrong. All they said was F me, F my wife, whatever, and that anyone who stands with them is a bootlicker and someone that is bad.
I guess if you publicly criticize somebody like more than once, does that then become harassment based on his standards? I don't really understand. He's a grifter. He's a drama profiteer.
Ow. My
I think that harassment is when look, I gotta be careful. I gotta be careful with my words. People could say what I do is harassment because I make videos about these people where I react to them. Okay, but like I'm reacting to them, I'm giving my own commentary. I will never command the people that view my videos, and you know, as I become more popular, I may have to actually do the opposite. I may have to tell people not to do this, okay? Go after them, right? Like go into their comments, pick fights with people in their communities, okay? Like I do not encourage that kind of behavior. I don't like that. Okay, I see this as I see this for what it is, which is entertainment and political commentary. I react to it, I commentate over it, I provide my own commentary, and I create, you know, my own entertainment. Okay, basically what I'm saying is these right-wing dipshits and these charlatans, they are here for me to laugh at, okay, and point at and laugh at, okay, and also sometimes get serious about, okay, sometimes. But yeah, I mean that's it. I do not encourage harassment. I don't think that what I'm doing is harassment by making videos about them. Okay, that's not what harassment is. Okay, harassment would be like if I sent my community after these people. Okay, that would be harassment. What else would be harassment? If I were to make a different kind of content, right, repeated over and over again, but like not the commentary that I do, but something more like what Jackson is doing here. Okay, but like at the same rate that I'm doing it, where like you know, you're constantly like I make jokes and I criticize these people all the time. But if my commentary were reduced to just that, and I was also doing it at the same rate, then I'd say that's harassment. Okay, like if I never but, and I'm not even actually saying that this person is doing that, but I mean like more like this, where this person isn't really addressing specific talking points or like words or statements that were made. Okay, he's just talking about the content in general. Okay, like if I made targeted content like that, as routinely as my current content, that would look more like harassment. Okay, but like I do live reacts, I upload them on a daily basis. You know, if anybody were to ever feel like even like literally even just feel like the videos that I'm making are resulting in online harassment, real world harassment, then, you know, let me know, because I do not want that to happen. I do not want to encourage that sort of thing. And I am aware that the content that I make could, you know, potentially, if I'm not careful about it, cause situations like that. So that's why, as my channel grows, I probably will start saying more stuff like that, like don't go after this person, don't follow them, don't engage with them. And, you know, it's not just because harassment is wrong. Okay, that's one reason. But there's also a practical side to this too, which is if you go out and harass these people, a lot of times that's what they want. Okay, they want that. They want the engagement. They want the sympathy points. Okay, that's what they want. Okay, I know this because I have been the target of harassment. And I don't really like it for the sympathy, but it does certainly drive up my engagement. Okay, unironically, it does. Okay, it's a strat. It's not a super effective strat. Okay, if you're relying on it, then, you know, you're probably not going to make it in the content creation space. But it is one strategy of many that you can employ. Okay, so like I encourage people to harass me. Go ahead, go into my comments. You know, as long as you don't try to, you know, reveal personal information about me, I have no problem with it. I will do nothing about it. Okay, other than maybe, you know, argue with you in my comments, but that's pretty much it. All right, so anyway,
Grifter.
Let's keep going.
I mean, you want to say drama profiteer. You're literally trying to profit off of drama right now, so that's you too. But how am I a grifter? Oh, wait. How am I faking my opinions? I've been consistent for so many years. The only thing that really happened is I've become more honest because all this nonsense I've talked about for years has bled into hobbies I actually care about. And it makes it more frontward facing, especially when it comes to political stuff being injected into my hobbies. Like many others. It's made people become more quote unquote political because it's in.
Yeah, we probably wouldn't be talking about politics so much if it didn't get so retarded. You know, like it's become so retarded that you kind of have to notice.
Escapable. It becomes something that is intrinsically tied to hobbies it was never meant to be in the first place.
Plays dumb and innocent in the face of any criticism for his awful opinions and his awful behavior, and he shouts, "Woke!" and Twitter.
Obviously, Rev was just touching on something that's real. Okay, which is, politics has bled into many of our hobbies. Okay, very sad that happened, but it's true. Yeah. Why is that? How'd that happen? I think I'll stop it with the rhetoricals, okay? I think that the reason this has happened is because society, it sucks and everybody hates it. So everybody is becoming all political because they hate society. They want to make it something that they don't hate. Okay, or at least hate less. Okay, so that's why. Okay, it's not because of wokeness, woke DEI. Okay, people are dissatisfied with the government. They are unhappy with the government, with society. That's it. What else is there to say?
Can someone help me? What is the awful behavior? They have no citation.
It's getting married and loving your wife. Awful.
He criticizes things that he doesn't like. That's about it. For the record, there are a lot of
Definitely
people.
not the pedophilia.
And, like, how could you make your wife a slave? Make her cook for you? Awful. Terrible person.
You have some really stupid opinions, but he doesn't hate those people. He loves those people. They're his
Hi,
content.
Mr. Wolf.
They're
How's
also
it
his
going?
audience. He's a valueless husk.
I'm a valueless husk.
Yeah, true. Got him.
Well.
Now, I'm glad you included the screenshot, so you're using these videos as examples of me being a valueless husk. When, for example, The only videos you actually watch to completion, or the only one, is where I'm talking briefly about the advanced situation and let my audience know what's going on because they were genuinely curious as to what's going on because they were left in the dark.
Oh, that's true. I
Then
didn't
you
even
get
think
this
about
video,
that.
About 1 minute of a watch, and then this one about 1 minute of a watch, and now you've completely
I mean, not
settled
even.
your opinion on me. Interesting.
Yep.
Now, of course, I would go to your account, but I see you're playing a lot of World of Warcraft, and you know what? I go back and say, oh, you're playing Classic WoW. I understand why you're so ornery and so angry. I get it. I understand.
Who still posts Gamergate content in 2026. Honestly, he should be shamed and bullied off of every platform, and he should lose all business deals that he manages
Look
to
at
get his
that.
hands on.
That's what they want.
Classic WoW is kind of based, though.
Okay, well, that's really
I
good
thought.
criticism.
Yep.
We received basically none this entire time. It's
We
crazy.
like
Considering
Classic WoW.
The entire reason people were justifying my sponsorship being removed was due to the fact they believed that I was somehow leading a harassment campaign against people like Lala, and
Which
that I
is
was
just, yeah, just
trying
bullshit.
to actively send my followers to.
Am I wrong? I don't play WoW. Does Classic WoW suck?
I should be bullied without ever
What
presenting
happened?
a single reason or piece of proof that I ever directly.
I remember
harassed
people
or
loved it when it came
the
out.
irony is absolutely palpable, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, throughout the rest of this video, we're only 6 minutes in, ladies and gentlemen. They talk about Leaflit, they talk about Kirsha.
Yeah, God, I've been talking about this shit for 50 goddamn minutes. I mean, people complain that my videos are long, that my reacts take. At least I finished the fucking video. Right, I say everything, I say my piece, I move on. Like, you guys just fucking drone on and on and on, just word salad over and over again. And I have to listen to all of it when I react to these fucking videos, but I get through it. Like, I don't want to fucking hear it, dog.
And her reaction that helped me discover.
You have taken 46 minutes to get through 6 minutes of a 20-minute video that it's not thorough, okay? It's or whatever. It's lazy word salad. That's what it is. Like people don't understand. I feel like that when a content creator, a streamer, like when they just yap, when they just for like hours at a time, it's not that hard when you learn to do it. Okay, it's not like just saying the words just over and over again. Like it isn't. What's hard is speaking clearly and concisely. Okay, this is what the good streamers and YouTubers, video essayists, this is what they learn to do. Okay, whether it's in a script or it's live on air, okay, this is what they learn to do. These people, these two VTubers that we're looking at right now, they fucking suck at this. They are garbage, and it infuriates me because they've had so much success. Like, it makes no fucking sense to me, man. This is why, like I say, it is so effective to grift to the right. Okay, like you can be the most talentless hack. You can be the shittiest fucking dog shit YouTuber of all time, content creator, and you'll still make it.
This absolute black hole of a video, and it turns out too, you go to this person's account, and it seems like they made a follow-up. I ain't clicking on that. What do words mean?
I kind of want to click on it.
You need to settle
Guys,
down.
I kind of want to click on it. I want to know what they believe. I need to know. I need to know.
And tell me why all of us are fascists, why all of us are grifters, and even do it specifically for me. I don't know. Like, I guarantee there's no way this is going well. 54 likes, 96 dislikes. It literally, this cannot be worth it. This literally cannot.
Do you want to know why it's worth it for me? It is because it's fun. I find it to be fun. Like, the actual breaking down what they say and understanding it is very entertaining to me. Yeah.
Okay, well, I haven't really seen a whole lot of that. Okay, like, what did you even say this entire video that, like, like some people think pedophilia is good and normal people think it's bad, and like, who's to say which it is? Yeah, man. Like, I don't know. I don't know. What else have you said, bro? Like, I'm trying to think right now. I'm having a brain blast.
No, I don't know if I do. I don't think I do. I don't actually think I'm autistic. Like, actually. Like, just being real. I don't think I just like understanding, what... Okay, listen, I use like in terms of, like, enjoy. Like, as in, I like it. Okay, that's the word for it. Holy shit.
Look, Leaflit, bro.
Your fidget toys?
Bro, I hope you have a psychiatrist,
which doesn't mean
bro.
you're autistic if you use fidget toys. There's no way. That doesn't mean that.
Yeah, that's not
real.
why.
We're fidget
Well,
spinners made for internet autism spectrum.
like I'm not a psychiatrist. Okay, I'm not.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to share this video with you guys because it's truly insane. But that's
It means your brain has excess energy. You need to. Okay, the way to explain it is when I'm thinking about things. When I'm thinking about things, it just feels like there's. Like, it feels like my brain is itchy. And it's like I just have to like do something to keep going. Otherwise, I can't think. It's like when I'm thinking of stuff, I kind of have to just.
The reason that I think it's funny what you said, okay, is because I think you probably are autistic. Okay, and again, I'm not a psychiatrist, but I see your special interest, right? And I see the ADHD as well, the desire to explain, to like talk about these things. Okay. I also see a bit of, you know, let's be honest, like antisocial behavior that is common in, my understanding is it's common in autistic people. Okay. Where like you find it difficult to see where others are coming from, right? I've seen this when you debated that person live. And, you know, that's the most specific example I can think of off the top of my head. But I can imagine that I've probably witnessed other examples as well. Okay, honestly, with you, Leaflit, I've witnessed straight up psychopathic behavior, right? Like psycho lines of thinking. Okay, where like you just truly have zero empathy at all for others. It's really frightening. Where I think your mind is at. Okay, so you might not be autistic. You might actually be something else, and I'm like misdiagnosing you. Okay, and that's my bad. But again, I'm not a professional. Okay, but anyway, either way, you are, whether you're autistic or not, you are an insane person for sure.
Do something at the same time. But I had a friend who did that too. Where he would do Rubik's cubes while thinking about stuff. And it's kind of like that with me a little bit. Well, thank you for the bits. Rather than autism, it could be ADHD or ADHD.
Very quirky.
I'm the kind of person that I have to when I'm doing something, I have to focus solely on that one thing. I can only multitask if multitasking is the function. Does that make sense?
Was it just quirky when you said that Palestinians are like subhuman orcs, like green people? Was that just a quirked up moment for you?
Today's video, as always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hey, what's guys here?
Cool. It was really nice to see what Rev had to say about that. I'll link you guys a video. Guys, the video just came out.
He didn't watch the fucking video. What? He didn't fucking finish it. What? Huh?
So give that video a thumbs up and a comment. All right. Yeah, give it a thumbs up and a comment. That way it gets boosted in the algorithms. So yeah.
Yeah, that person only watched like one of his videos, but you only watched like not even 1/3 of his videos. So like, what's going on?
How about Rev, especially after the whole cancer?
What's going on?
Okay. So I do want to look at it, but maybe I won't now. Maybe not right now. What do you think, chat? Cover him? All right. Okay, sure.
Words.
All right. Well, I might react to that. I probably will actually. It looks like the stream is lagging, and that's okay because I'm gonna pause it for a few minutes anyway.